and welcome to the Demo Dive, where we dig through Steam's demo tags to sort the treasure from the trash. I'm CB, little ring-tailed trash goblin, an all-around connoisseur of weird and wonderful indie games. And today we're following one two-person studio with a focus on paranormal slash psychological horror with another two-person studio with a focus on paranormal slash psychological horror. Though this game's whole vibe is Japanese horror, even if I'm not sure whether or not Poetica Software is. The game's called No More Work for Ito. Apparently a horror visual novel with light adventure elements, and I do not know what that means, but I'm interested in finding out. The vibe of and naming conventions in this game are Japanese, so I'm getting vibes of Ju-On mixed with the demo for Bad Summer I played a few months back. A bunch of people pulling a necessary all-nighter in the office when things start happening, at least as far as the trailer is telling me. Now, I'm a big fan of East Asian horror in general. While I'm generally more into Korean when it comes to movies, I've got bits of that type of Japanese horror in the DVD collection I'm attempting to build to my satisfaction. Matches up well with the kind of anime I like. Point is that between this and stuff like Am I Nima, which apparently is a bunch of Asian Canadian devs working out of Vancouver, so my home and native land represent, just give me all the East Asian horror. Also, if you happen to hear a low moaning noise in the background, that's my windows. Apparently they were very poorly installed, and now that we're getting blustery, I'm getting the creepy moaning through the windows, and don't know when that's going to get fixed, but probably not for a while, knowing my stepfather. Anyway, enough of that, and enough about the various bits of trivia I gleaned about various dev teams because I like my detail work. Let's get on to No More Work for Ito. Sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin. First language, obviously, English. Options, because that music is loud. Skip unseen text after choices transition. I'll leave it alone. Full screen. I have a full screen option. Great. Crank down the sound and the voices a little bit. Crank down the music a little more. And start. On my way to work today, I saw an old man standing in the street, shouting in pure desperation. "They stole it! They took everything!" he cried out, his voice cracking in the morning cold. I stopped and asked him, "What? What did they take from you, sir?" He fell silent. For a moment, he didn't move at all. His eyes went blank, staring straight through me. And then, without his lips even moving, I heard his voice hollow. I'm wondering if that should be holler. "They took my soul." Chapter 1, Nostalgia. Okay. Oh, I've got one. At Caesar Systems, the hours are long. I'm on Development Team 2A, building analytical tools. It's a demanding job, and tonight feels especially draining. The office is already empty. Everyone else has gone home, but my team remains. The CEO dropped a last-minute task for us, due in the morning. So we don't have a choice. We have to work. Newbie, are you zoning out again? Huh? We can't talk about the news if you're always spacing out. He just thinks it's boring. Totally normal. I think so too. No, it's not that. I try to think of a way to explain myself without sounding awkward. I was just thinking about life. Thinking about life? Man, you sound gloomy. Okay, I failed at expressing myself. Mood. Sir, Mood, Daniel. Serious mood. Not really. I was just daydreaming, you know. I was thinking how grown up I feel lately. Huh? Like, it's as if I've always been an adult. Like I've been working here forever. My mind was just wandering with that kind of stuff. That's burnout talk. I know what you mean. Sometimes the past feels close and far away at the same time. Exactly. I don't feel like I've always been an adult, though. Quite the opposite, actually. It's like I still have the same brain I did when I was a teenager. That sounds more fun. Yeah. Well, I don't have an opinion on that. But what I do have is a topic for our little break. I already know what you're about to bring up, and it's not cool. Why? People dying in terrible ways isn't my idea of entertainment. That catches me off guard. Wait. People dying? What's Wayne talking about? Oh, come on, newbie. It's such a cliche for the new guy to be clueless. Haven't you watched the news? He's just messing with you, Daniel. No, I'm serious. You really don't know about the office murders? I've never heard of that. Shit. Guess I've got to tell you then. Daniel, don't believe everything he says. He mixes in a bunch of crap he reads online. Wayne's always like this. Oh, stop ruining the fun, Mia. Otakus love true crime. This is perfect for you and Danny boy. You're not as funny as you think you are, Wayne. Don't side with Mia being a buzzkill. We're bros. Oh my god. This is, if this is office conversation, I am glad. Oh, hi. This is why I'm glad I don't go into the office anymore and never engage with office culture, because I can't deal with this bullshit, although it's probably very much not UK office bullshit. UK offices, and specifically UK hospital offices, have their own bullshit. Just get on with it already. Why does it keep going thump like that? Is this supposed to be a mood thing? Because it's not a mood thing. It just makes me feel like somebody is dropping a heavy book on top of my monitor. The sooner this topic ends, the better. Whoa, okay. Let's talk about it then. The office murders. That's just the internet name. The police are still treating each case as an isolated incident. The first case was last month. Normal office, normal guy. I think his name was Robert or something like that. Then out of nowhere, he starts telling a few coworkers that he's been seeing things. Having strange nightmares. Everyone has strange nightmares. Exactly, especially with work stress. Was he in finance too? Yeah, he was. But that's not important. When I say strange, I mean it. The guy suddenly started saying he was seeing a man in the office, but nobody else ever saw this man he was talking about. Sounds schizophrenic to me. Exactly. Poor man. Yeah, but then came one Friday. Rain was coming down just like tonight. End of the day, people packing up, office almost empty. He gets up from his desk, doesn't say a word, walks into the kitchen, and grabs a knife. He comes back and kills 4 people. Damn, what the fuck, man? This is sickening! I know, but listen to this. 2 weeks later, another guy. Right here in High Note District. Same thing. The guy snaps. Attacks his boss in a meeting. Kills him. I get it, this is Fortune Harbor. Horrible crimes happen every day here. In High Note, a rich neighborhood? Only in offices? There's a pattern here, dude. There's no pattern in people losing their minds. That's not the end. Earlier this week, it happened again. The strangest one yet. Out of respect for Mia, I won't go into the gore. Thanks. Same story. Normal guy. Suddenly snaps. Just like the others. When the police finally arrived, he was still alive. Then, he started cutting himself, saying, I have to get the rotten blood out of my body. Fuck. Fortune Harbor really is an incubator for lunatics. It's creepy, I know. Now here's the part that ties it together. The first guy, Robert, he was locked up in the city's asylum. And last week, people who worked there leaked stuff online. They said that Robert killed himself while he was there. He cut himself open with a plastic spoon. And you know what he said while he did it? I have to get the rotten blood out of me. What the hell? Enough! Enough of this ridiculous story. All of you should be working. I'm trying to focus, and all I hear is horrific garbage that has nothing to do with our project. We were just talking. Stop. The more you waste time talking, the less you'll get done. Sorry. We don't have time to waste. Do you even understand the situation we're in? This project is due tomorrow morning. Look at how much is still left. And you're standing around telling ghost stories? Do you know how easy it is to get fired in this company? To them, we're nothing. Replaceable. Is that what you want? Of course not. No. No. Then work. I'm going to talk to the manager. Either we get an extension or we'll be here all night. These deadlines are insane. They are. But it doesn't matter. We have to do what we can. In the meantime, focus, please. April leaves. Ugh, poor April. She's so stressed. We only made it worse. Being a project lead isn't easy. That's a lot of weight on her shoulders. Isn't that the role you're always dreaming about, Wayne? Yeah, sure, but when it's me, I'll be a mastermind. We'll always have time to tell scary stories. But, yeah, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to get everyone chewed out. I just thought those cases were bizarre. What do you think, newbie? It's all connected, right? Form a conclusion. Huh, that's interesting. Wayne is a lug nut. Yes, I agree with you. And hello, people. Intrigued. I doubted you at first, but yeah, there does seem to be a connection. I think people are going insane from exhaustion. Side with Mia. Honestly, the whole story just makes me uncomfortable. Make fun of it. Sounds like it fits my profile. You'd better watch out. Skeptical. How do we even know that the leak is real? I'm going to say about that we don't know that the leak is real because at least one of those should not have been leaked from a patient confidentiality point of view. I mean, I don't know where this is set, but it feels like every country I know has some kind of HIPAA equivalent. I know we do here. I have to take yearly training things to make sure I understand absolutely that I have to be careful with patient data. So, yeah, no. How do we even know the leak is real? The sources seemed legit. People risk their jobs to get that info out. Why would anyone do that for a lie? People lie online all the time. They could have exaggerated it, made things sound worse. I don't know. Yeah, we don't know these people. So now you're saying we should just trust whatever the mainstream tells us? That's lame, bro. I'm not saying that. Let's just stop talking about this. You two aren't going to solve the cases. I read in the Fortune Gazette that more than one detective's already investigating. Sooner or later, it'll be explained. Ah, so you did look into the cases. That doesn't matter, Wayne. No fighting, guys. Wayne, all I was saying is that you've got to be skeptical about what you read online. People are desperate for attention. Sure, whatever. Well, that's my story for today. I gotta get back to work. Good work. Yo, don't forget to commit your change on the risk engine, please. Yep, it's already waiting for April's approval. Good. Later, folks. Bye. Wayne leaves. Okay, I should get back to work, too. I still have a lot to finish on the screens. I think I'll have your design ready to show soon, Daniel. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, I'll get to it. See you later. Mia walks away with her head down. Yeah. No wonder people are losing it in offices these days. Work-life balance in Fortune Harbor is brutal. Caesar's no different. Since I joined a month and a half ago, there hasn't been a single day we left before 11 p.m. At least once a week, some issue blows up and we end up staying until dawn to fix it. Not exactly the dream job, that's for sure. Still, I can't complain too much. For once, I'm surrounded by people who actually have my back. No fake smiles, no competition, just a team trying to survive together. That alone makes the long nights a little easier. Though, if I'm being honest, I wish I wasn't spending my birthday here. But deadlines don't care about dates, and neither does Caesar Systems. So I'll keep my head down, finish the work. I guess that's my celebration this year. Okay, what's next? Sit down to work, but my mind keeps drifting back to those cases. What drives a person to kill out of nowhere? There has to be something, some trauma that breaks them completely, right? Your life would have to spiral so far out of control that you can't see a way out anymore. But then again, maybe I'm just trying too hard to make sense of it. Some people are simply beyond reason. Ugh. Tonight the exhaustion finally hits me in full. Too many sleepless nights piled on top of each other. It feels like I'm running on empty. The harder I push, the less I get out of myself. I know the whole team feels the same, even if no one says it out loud. "10:01 p.m. I'm exhausted. If I stay like this, I'll end up passing out in this chair. Better grab some coffee. My desk is already full of mugs. I'll just reuse one. Yeah, let's go. Oh, look. Okay, office. It feels like my solitude makes the office cozier at night. Outside, lights stretch across row after row of buildings. People like me, stuck behind screens until dawn, occasionally pausing to watch the thin rain fall. Well, a good night to all of us. Oh. Okay, neat. Looking at the computer gets the computer. To do: read the newspaper, feed the cat, check emails, check new messages, work on code. Rainy, project deadline, Halloween, cat.exe, not available during the demo, not available during the demo. Fortune Gazette. Is there a world where Babylon falls? Most of these are locked. Babylon, the newest venture by the Abyss conglomerate, originated from a small research team at Fortune Harbor Federal University. A talented team of young researchers developed a high-performance energy drink over 5 years during a scientific research program. The patent for this groundbreaking formula was secured and acquired by Abyss, a major Fortune Harbor conglomerate known for its close ties with the government and one of the city's founding angel investors. You know, if somebody's trying to get some nasty shit out of their blood and all of a sudden this company turns up with an energy drink, I'm having some suspicions here. That's like, yeah, no, that's, I mean, maybe I'm just too much secret world anyway. Today, Abyss has expanded into the beverage market with Babylon, whose stock price soared more than 330% since its initial public offering. As the company celebrates its one-year anniversary, Fortune Gazette interviewed Babylon's CEO, Thomas Turb, Turb about the future, innovation, and whether a world exists where Babylon can fall. Mr. Turb, how is it to structure a company that essentially emerged from university students seeking ways to have more energy for studying? I first met the students who created the project through an angel investing program Abyss had launched to scout talent in our major universities. Meeting them was a moment of real insight. I saw their creation, saw its extraordinary effects. The performance boost was undeniable. I tried the energy drink myself, even though it was still experimental. That same night, with the energy it gave me, I designed the entire business model. By 3 a.m., I had the name Babylon. Babylon. There's been much discussion about this name. Is it your goal to create a city in the skies? The city in the skies already exists. I was born in it. That's Fortune Harbor, already the largest city-state in the Western world. I chose the name Babylon because, to me, our solutions can be the stepping stone to create even greater wonders and groundbreaking social innovations. You mentioned solutions in plural. What's next for Babylon? What products can we expect? Babylon was born from the creativity and formulas of a brilliant team of 20-year-olds, but the market expertise came from the old guys, the consultants of Abyss. These veterans specialize in chemicals and everything related to water and hydro energy imaginable. Considering our bodies are 70% water and the most effective way to enhance and transform our brains involves chemistry, I believe the possibilities are endless and I am concerned! Can you give us a hint? I like to think that what's even better than having more energy to work is not needing to sleep at all. Imagine how many extra hours we'd have. If you don't dream, you go crazy. Do you understand? Well, given where we're going with the horror stories, yeah, I think they do. Interesting. A liquid capable of eliminating sleep? Who knows? Your company's stock increased by 330% in 1 year. What's Babylon doing differently to stand out? We genuinely strive for innovation. We're not bound by past conventions. We embrace the fortune philosophy. We create our own future. It's unwritten and doesn't exist yet. Time itself is our greatest fortune. And, of course, we value friendship. A few months ago, we partnered with several companies, including big ones, there should not be an apostrophe there, in the financial sector, like Caesar Systems, for example, with an A. The strategy is simple. We offered unlimited free energy drinks to their employees. Oh my god. Anybody else putting together the pieces here? Because I am. With that simple act, our friends improve their performance and we validate our product's efficacy. And some people start going crazy! Do you have data on employee performance improvement? On an individual level, no. Because that's a private matter for each company due to management factors. But one thing I can guarantee, every company in this partnership has seen their performance increase by at least 200%. There's a minority in society who want you to fall, pun intended, and are rooting against government-affiliated projects in Fortune Harbor that you are part of. Is there a scenario where this could happen? That Babylon falls from grace due to political pressure? I don't know. I don't think about those people, nor do I think about such a scenario, to be honest. The only thing I think about is how hard we're pushing, giving everything we have. So, for a world without Babylon to exist, ours would have to end first. I don't like this man. I don't like this man! Thomas Turb, CEO of Babylon and president of the Young Founders of Fortune Harbor Foundation, YFFH, holds degrees in economics and mathematics and, at just 26 years old, is the youngest CEO at the Abyss conglomerate. This man weirds me out. Okay, and yes, we will check on cat.exe. My Neko pet. Start. Why is... You didn't feed Neko, he will remember that. None of this is available during the demo. So I have a Tamagotchi that I have reduced to still apparently happy skeleton. Okay. You need caffeine to start working. Okay. books. A pile of compliance and policy manuals rests on my desk. I have to review them whenever I can. There are so many rules. The pages seem endless. Just looking at them is enough to wear me out. I think this mug's been sitting here for over a week. It looks pretty rough and cold. Got coffee mug. Alright, time for some birthday coffee. Let's head to the kitchen. What's in the trash? The trash can is filled with empty cans. All of them energy drinks, of course. Uh-oh. We drink a lot of them here. Uh-oh! Mostly because they're free in our office. Drinking them is something you're supposed to do, in a way. Part of Caesar Systems culture. My desk is more cluttered than usual thanks to this deadline. It's always like this. Time gets tight, and before I know it, mugs of cold coffee are everywhere. I'll clean up this mess tomorrow, before the other teams get to the office. I think that's everything I can look at. There's no one to talk to, so move. Facilities, lobby, staff hall. Facilities? Server room. Okay, the route to the server room is anybody else spooked? I'll just head to the kitchen for a start. Thank you very much. The rain. I was so buried in my screen I didn't notice it had gotten this heavy. You can barely see the buildings around here. The downpour is really beautiful. It actually makes me feel a bit calmer. Lights. Now this one is quite tragic. I didn't even realize the TV was on. A group of OpenXC employees were discovered dead under what the police are calling highly unusual circumstances. Oh dear gods. Authorities report several disfigured bodies found inside the company's headquarters. Disfigured? How disfigured? In what way disfigured, more to the point? The prime suspect is believed to be another OpenXC employee. Reporter Ashley Redfield joins us now with more details. That's right, Leah. Police say they found 24-year-old Travis Dent in a delirious state at the scene. I forget what branch of Orochi was responsible for the weird-ass food and drink shit, but this is given their vibes. The victim suffered puncture wounds and massive blood loss. Massive blood loss? Detectives suspect Travis may have stabbed his co-workers and left them to bleed. That's normally what people stabbing you are doing. I'm a little concerned about some of the writing here. What the hell? Sources say he was recently divorced and facing significant debt. Investigators believe stress may have been a factor. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to say any of this on the news. Security footage is currently under review. OpenXC has declined to comment while the investigation is ongoing. How sad, Ashley. One thing's for sure, I'd never do something like that to you. Because I'm quite happy today. Rain at the end of the week, we all know what it means. Hot Chocolate Friday here in High Note. What the fuck? I take the remote by the kitchen door and turn the TV off. Ugh. What a load of sensationalist trash. So that was the third office murder Wayne mentioned. No wonder he didn't go into details. What a horrible crime. So the guy didn't just rant about needing to drain his own rotten blood or whatever. He actually did the same thing to his victims? I'm still seeing a pattern here that nobody else is seeing. Why are video game protagonists so ever-loving stupid? I have curiosity about this. Fuck. What the hell? And they're still pushing products right in the middle of the story. Only in this miserable city. Microwave. This microwave has been one of my office companions for a while now. I use it to warm up my lunch or to bring a cold coffee back to life. Of course, it's not always pleasant. Sometimes the smell of microwaved eggs lingers for days. At least it's not fish, my bro. And every now and then, someone forgets the lid on a dish with sauce, and it explodes all over the place. Thankfully, tonight the kitchen is spotless. The news is always the same. Gruesome crime stories, followed by cheerful segments about puppies and fancy food. Truly the height of journalism. That one's kind of weird to me. Babylon energy drinks. I think the office has some deal with them, so we get the cans for free. Which is cool, I guess. I love free stuff. Being broke and all. But why is the machine so huge? And why does it have to glow so damn bright? Anyway, I avoid drinking Babylon at night. They totally wreck my sleep cycle, which is already bad enough. And a warm coffee just feels cozier. Especially with the rain outside. I grab the coffee pot to pour myself a cup, and notice it's already cold. I was hoping there'd be some fresh coffee waiting for me. Just the old stuff. Alright, no problem. Pour the stale coffee into my mug. This mug, man. I can't help thinking about all the layers of coffee residue built up in there since I never wash it. Maybe that's what gives it flavor. Alright, time to warm this up in the microwave. Birthday coffee only feels cozy when it's burning hot. Damn. I look like shit. The result of an ordinary adult life. But really, I should start caring for my sleep. Tomorrow, though. For now, this coffee better help. What was that sound? Came from there. That's weird. Hello? Someone there? Nothing. Maybe someone just dropped something. Didn't sound like it came from this floor. That creeped me out. Alright, let's just heat up this coffee. I shut my eyes in shock. What the hell was that? Yeah, my words exactly. What the fuck was that? To be better. My first instinct is to press my back against the counter and shield my face. Shaking, I open my eyes. What? No one? There's no one here. The kitchen is empty. Did I just have some kind of exhaustion-induced breakdown? I could have sworn I saw someone else's face behind me. I stay quiet. Not a sound in here. Open the microwave, and my coffee mug is still inside, piping hot. I take it out and sip. Alright. Did I just imagine all that? It's a genuine question, and not having an answer only makes me more confused. Shit. My heart is pounding. I have to calm down, we say while drinking. Yeah, but we're not horror movie protagonists, Smeagol. Horror movie protagonists have to be... They're basically denied custody of the brain cell. Yeah. Breathe, Daniel. Breathe. Let's think this through. Form a conclusion. Unbelievable, I let Wayne's office murder story get to me. The light flickered and my imagination did the rest. Did I just see a freaking ghost, or am I losing my mind? Yeah, I'm balanced between superstitious and intrigued, but I'm going with intrigue because I have a feeling. I have feelings about Babylon and the whole rest of it. So, am I losing my mind? I've never seen anything like that before. I rub my eyes, trying to shake it off. It's just the lack of sleep, right? Can someone actually lose their sanity from sheer exhaustion? Yes! My thoughts circle back to the 3 cases Wayne told me about earlier. Fuck. No, that makes no sense. I'm not insane. I'm normal. I'm not that sleep deprived. And I don't have violent thoughts buried inside me. Methinks the otaku doth protest too much. I must have just imagined it. That's all. I take another sip of coffee, forcing myself to focus. I just need to stay awake. After tonight, no more all-nighters. This is tearing my mind apart. I scan the kitchen nervously, looking for any sign of movement. But there's nothing. Just the steady sound of rain against the windows. Okay, let's go back to work. The hallway's darkness slowly grows, but nothing out of the ordinary shows up. I better not keep looking into the dark. The TV remains off. Okay, so we close out look, move, hallway. Office. I'm not going down that corridor. You have to be fucking joking. Ha. Thank you for playing. This was the demo for Normal Work for Ito. There's still so much more to this story, and Chapter 1 will go much deeper. Ito himself was never mentioned in the demo. How strange. This game was humbly made by Poetica Software. All music in this game was composed by Eric Matias. Additional sound effects provided by Autologic. If you enjoyed the demo, wishlist the game and share your feedback. It means a lot to us. Oh, they're on Blue Sky. I should let them know that, well, I'll click the thing, just so I've got the, because they ought to know that I was, like, reviewing their stuff, etc., etc. So, we got our jump scare. We got our slow build to the jump scare, which good for them. We got some very leading information right off the bat. Percussive maintenance doesn't work that well on humans, my friend. This is probably more, switch his coffee with, like, whiskey-tinted decaf at that point, really. But, yeah, no. It's thematically similar to that Bad Summer thing that I reviewed a while back, except it's more logically cohesive and isn't just throwing random shit at you immediately. They didn't overuse the jump scare the way that particular demo did, and everything made logical sense, which I think is actually what this kind of horror needs. Bad Summer was just relentless. I am having a really bad drug trip after watching too many horror movies. This is the horror movie, because it's actually doing the things are normal, then things stop being quite so normal. Why does the human get a chair and the machine get a hammer? And you probably want Sledge in front of that hammer if you want to do any real damage. But yeah, the demo could have done more for me, but it showed the basics of the mechanics, and didn't try to outdo anybody else on jump scares the way some demos I can name did. So I'm intrigued. I can do this. Or the Demon Hammer. Remember the TSW Demon Hammer? I liked the TSW Demon Hammer. Then again, I liked all the TSW hammers. Anyway, point is, yeah, this one I'll be keeping an eye on. This one's... I would have liked more, but I guess that's why the demo was so good, because it told me things and gave me a good starting point, but left me wanting more. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know whether it was a good idea to play this kind of horror just before a work week starts. At least I don't go to offices, but then again, I don't want to be that afraid of my own home. We're clearly pretty much finished with the demo at the moment. Unfortunately, as with most of the games I find I really want, like, now, there's no solid release date for No More Work for Ito, so I figure the demo will be around for a while if you wanted to poke at it yourself. You might not need to. I think I did all of the options you could conceivably do, but it feels different when it's you doing it, I think. Anyway, the write-up will be up on Ko-fi fairly soon, along with write-ups of the other demos I've played of late, and a few essays I've done. Nothing's paywalled. I'm in this for the love of the games. But if you like what you see, why not pass the word along? I still need a few more followers for affiliate status, which will allow more flexible scheduling and the ability to run charity streams, both of which would be great. So, let's talk about the rest of the week, particularly since I've got some new folkses. Hi, new folkses. I've actually made a few plans ahead of, like, the next session, which is generally risky for me, since one bad pain flare can wipe me out for days. But I'm being sensible and accounting for things like work, weather, and having a week off in a couple of weeks, so I figure planning this far ahead will be okay. So Wednesday, we'll be looking at something low impact, a point-and-click adventure with a different kind of creepy. Servant of the Lake by Rusty Lake, and I'll have a lot to say about the dev team on Wednesday, because they're kind of interesting. Friday, I'll be looking at Trails in the Sky First Chapter by Nihom Falcom. The weekend is my weekend devoted to TTRPG stuff. Saturday is Dragon Meat, and maybe Saturday Shenanigans if I still have the spoons after Dragon Meat. And Sunday's my big fortnightly D&D group, and I could never disappoint them. And after that, usual weekly schedule, with Sunday being given to more Slay the Princess. Yes, I finally found a game that actually can wait a week or two between plays and still let me get into it each time. I guess that's what a time loop game does for you, as long as I remember what I was up to. But I made notes, so that's fine. So, hopefully I'll see you guys on Wednesday for some more eerie point-and-click fun. Until then, or until next, have a good one.